Mm-hmm. Hi guys, I'm Grace. Welcome back to my kitchen where I'm showing you how to make 15-minute Indian inspired recipes. And today I'm going to show you how to make a super speedy veg dhansak. So a dhansak is a dish that we serve in the curry house. It's a really popular curry house dish. And I'm going to show you a few shortcuts and magic tricks to make yours in no time at all, but still taste amazing. So the first thing we're going to do is cook our lentils. So dhansak is a lentil-based curry. So I've got about 100 grams of rinsed split red lentils here. I'm going to add them to a saucepan and cover them with some boiling water. That's just going to help speed up the cooking of these. So you don't need too much water, just cover the lentils. And then to this pan, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of ground turmeric. Whenever you cook red lentils, you always add turmeric and also a generous pinch of salt, so we season the lentils from the beginning. So I'm going to let those come to the boil, and they should take about 10 minutes to cook. So while those are cooking, we're going to make the rest of the base for our curry. So I'm going to cover this pan with about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And when the oil's nice and hot, we're going to add a heaped teaspoon of cumin seeds. And now I'm going to prepare a red onion. So after your red onions, add a generous pinch of salt. So the onion's on, which means it's time to prepare the garlic and the ginger. So I've got 4 cloves of garlic here. And how much ginger, Scott?
Thumb-sized piece.
Always a thumb-sized piece of ginger. So grate the garlic straight into the pan and then go straight in with the ginger. So as soon as the onions begin to soften, we can go in with our other spices. So I've got some dry chili flakes here. I'm going to add a generous teaspoon of these. Dry chili flakes are really great spice to have lying around, especially when you don't have any fresh chilies to hand. These, I find, add a slightly more kind of complex spice than just straight up chili powder. And then we've got some ground coriander. So about a generous half a teaspoon of ground coriander. So once all the spices are mixed through, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. And always, after tomato paste, I add a teaspoon of sugar. So dhansak is a tomato-based curry, and I'm going to use 2 whole tomatoes and roughly dice them. Add them straight to the pan. And these I'm just going to leave to cook out for a couple of minutes until they start to kind of melt into the sauce. Going to give my lentils a quick stir. See, these are already actually cooked, and they've only been on for about 5 minutes. So now I'm going to prep the vegetables that's going to go in my dhansak. This is essentially just a mixed veg curry, so any veg you've got lying around you can use. I've got a very sad aubergine that's been at the bottom of my fridge for a while, which I'm going to try and use. And then I've also got some green beans, some broccoli, and a bit of kale and some baby corn. So the aubergine is going to take the longest to cook, so I'm going to prep that first. And because I want it to cook quickly, I'm going to cut it into small cubes. So that's going to go straight into the pan. Aubergines do like a lot of oil, so if you are using an aubergine, you may need to add a bit more oil into the pan, but I've got a good amount here, so it should be okay. Okay, so the heat is up really high in that pan, so I want to get that aubergine cooked down as quickly as possible. And the rest of the veg, I'm simply going to cut the broccoli in half. That's because this is tender stem. So that's just going to make it easier to eat with a fork. And same thing for the green beans. And the baby corn, I'm just going to cut into small pieces. Okay, so now the aubergine has cooked down. I'm going to add my magic ingredient. So a Dhansak is all about sweet and sour flavour. And usually you'd get that by adding like a date and tamarind chutney or sugar and vinegar. But I'm going to use ketchup because it's ready-made and it does exactly the same thing. It's really deliciously sweet and sour. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of ketchup and mix it right the way through. And now it's time for the rest of the veg. So now the veg is mixed through, I'm going to add the cooked lentils. And because this is a saucy curry, I'm now going to top it up with some hot water. So now I'm going to let that simmer for a couple of minutes so the vegetables can cook out. Once the veg is cooked, the last spice we're going to add is some garam masala, which is going to add a nice kind of second layer of spicing to the dish. So you want about half a teaspoon of garam masala. So now I'm just going to give it a quick taste for seasoning. That's actually perfect, it doesn't need anything else. So it's ready to be served up. That is such a good quick curry. It's sweet, it's sour, it's packed full of veg, and the dal just adds this amazing body to the whole thing. Super nutritious, super delicious, and very quick and easy to make.